Nomenclature of polyfunctional compounds. First, what do you mean by polyfunctional compounds? If the organic compound contain two or more than two different functional groups, then we call them as polyfunctional organic compounds. While naming a polyfunctional organic compound, we are supposed to follow certain set of rules. Now we will study the rules that we are supposed to follow while naming a polyfunctional organic compound. First thing, when an organic compound contains, as I told you, two or more different functional groups, then one of the functional group is selected as the principal functional groups, while the other functional groups are treated as substituents. In the case of polyfunctional compounds, one functional group will be the principal functional groups and all the other functional groups other than the principal functional group are considered as substituents and not as functional groups. And how do you choose the principal functional group? The choice of principal functional group is made on the basis of following order of preference. So, this is the order of preference in which we select the principal functional group, that is COOH, carboxylic group, gets the first priority, followed by SO3H, COOR, COCl, followed by CONH2 amide, followed by CN, followed by CHO aldehydes, followed by CO ketone group, followed by OH, then comes NH2 amide, then comes double bonds, then comes the triple bond. So this is the order of preference that we are supposed to follow in the case of selecting the principal functional group when there are more than two different functional groups in the organic compound. After selecting the principal functional group, we are supposed to follow the same rules that we have learned for naming the organic compound. First thing, the identification of the parent chain and numbering the parent chain. So, you are supposed to next number the parent chain in such a way that the principal functional group should get the lowest number. Select the parent chain and number it in such a way that the principal functional group should always get the lowest number. And the name of the principal functional group is written under secondary suffix. The name of the principal functional group is written under secondary suffix. We all know that secondary suffix will give us the functional group that is present in the organic compound. Therefore, the principal functional group is written under secondary suffix and the other functional groups that are present are treated as substituents and they are named under secondary prefix. The principal functional group are named under secondary suffix and all the other functional group present are treated as substituents and they are named under secondary prefix. The secondary prefix of various functional groups are shown here. We have made three columns. First column we have written the functional groups. Second column secondary prefix. As we all know that secondary prefix gives the substituent that is present in the organic compound. Secondary suffix which gives the name of the functional group that is present in the organic compound. SO3H, secondary prefix sulfo, secondary suffix sulfonic acid. COOH, carboxy, if it is present as the substituent. If it is present as the functional group, then it is named as oic acid, CN, cyano or nitride if it is the functional group. CHO, formyl or oxo. Al will be the secondary suffix. CO, secondary prefix will be keto or oxo. Secondary suffix will be ONE. OH, if it is present as the substituent, it is named as hydroxy. If it is the main functional group, then it will have the secondary suffix OL. NH2, the secondary prefix is amino, while the secondary suffix is amine. We will consider an example. CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH2, COOH. In this compound, if you observe here, there are two functional groups. One is the COOH and the other one is the OH. If you look into the priority table, COOH gets the first priority and OH gets the second priority. Therefore, the principal functional group here is COOH, and the OH which gets the second priority will be considered as substituent. And we all know that the principal functional group is named under secondary suffix, and the secondary suffix for COOH will be oic acid, and the substituent is named under secondary prefix, and the name of the substituent will be hydroxy. And we follow the same set of rules to name this organic compound, that is identifying the longest chain, that is the parent chain, numbering it in such a way that the principal functional group gets the least number. Now, COOH is the principal functional group. It should get the least number. So, I number this organic compound from the right hand side so that the carbon of the functional group gets the lowest number. And there are 5 carbon atoms present. Since there are 5 carbon atoms present, the root word for this organic compound will be pent. And if you observe here, the parent chain contains only single bonds. That is, there are only carbon-carbon single bonds present in this parent compound. Therefore, the primary suffix will be ANE. And COOH is the principal functional group. Therefore, the secondary suffix will be OIC acid. Since it's an open chain compound, it will not have any primary prefix, and coming to the secondary prefix, on the 4th carbon atom you have an OH group. Therefore, the secondary prefix will be hydroxy, and you are supposed to indicate that along with its locant. Therefore, the secondary prefix will be 4-hydroxy, and the IUPAC name of the compound will be 4-hydroxypentanoic acid. Here, since the secondary suffix starts with O, which is a oval, the E of the primary suffix is deleted. Therefore, we name it as 4-hydroxypentanoic acid. Next example, CH3, CH2, CO, CH2, CHO. Even here, there are 2 functional groups. One is the CHO and the other one is CO. If you look into the priority table, the aldehyde group, that is CHO, gets the first priority and it is named under secondary suffix, which will be AL. CO will be the substituent and it is named under secondary prefix. You are supposed to consider one thing here. If you look into the priority table, that we have given here, if CO is considered as the substituent, then there were two names written. One was the oxo and the other one was the keto. That is, the secondary prefix of C double bond O is named as keto or oxo. When do you name it as oxo? When do you name it as keto? If the carbon of the substituent, that is of CO, is considered for numbering, then we use the word oxo as secondary prefix. If it is not considered for numbering, then the secondary prefix will be keto. Since the carbon is considered for numbering here, we use the word oxo. Now, coming to this compound, first number it such that the principal functional group gets the least number, and there are 5 carbon atoms, therefore the root word will be pent. There are only carbon-carbon single bonds present in the pairing chain, therefore the primary suffix will be ANE. As we all know that CHO is the functional group here and the secondary suffix is AL. Since it's an open chain compound, the primary prefix is nothing, we don't have the primary prefix, and the secondary prefix will be oxo. You are supposed to indicate it along with the locand, therefore the secondary prefix will be 3-oxo. And coming to the IUPAC name, it is 3-oxopentanal. That is, the secondary suffix starts with A, that is a vowel, therefore the E of the primary suffix is ignored and the IUPAC name is 3-oxopentanal. Next example, CHO, CH2, CH2, CO, CH2, COOH. Here there are 3 functional groups present: COOH, CO and CHO. If you look into the priority table, COOH gets the first priority and CO and CHO are considered as the substituents. Now we are supposed to number the parent chain such that COOH gets the least priority. That is, it gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, are we supposed to number the carbon of this functional group or are we not supposed to number it? In this case, the carbon of this functional group is not numbered. The reason being, since there are 2 different functional groups at the ends, you have 2 different functional group at the 2 ends. At one end you have COOH functional group and at the other end you have CHO functional group. In such cases, that is, if there are 2 different functional groups present at the 2 ends, then the carbon atom of the second priority, that is, the carbon atom in this case of CHO is not numbered. Only the carbon atom of the principal functional group is numbered and the carbon atom of the substituent functional group is not numbered. Since the carbon atom of CHO is not numbered, the prefix becomes formyl. If the carbon atom of CHO was numbered, then we would have used the word oxo as the prefix. Since it is not numbered, it is, the word that we use here is formyl. Remember, if there are 2 different functional groups present at the 2 ends, the carbon atom of the second priority functional group is not numbered. In this case, the secondary prefix becomes formyl, but the carbon atom of CO is numbered. Since the carbon atom of CO is numbered, the secondary prefix will be oxo and not keto. If it was not numbered, then we would have used the word keto. Since the carbon is numbered here, we use it oxo. And now there are 5 carbon atoms. If you observe here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is not numbered. There are only 5 carbon atoms present in the parent chain. Therefore, the root word will be pent. And there are only carbon-carbon single bonds present. Therefore, the primary suffix will be ane. COOH is the functional group. Therefore, the secondary suffix will be OIC acid. Since it's an open chain compound, you will not have any primary prefix. And the secondary prefix will be, there are 2 substituents, one is the oxo on the 3rd carbon atom and the other one is formyl on the 5th carbon atom. We are supposed to arrange them according to the alphabetical order. Therefore, formyl comes first along with its locant, 5-formyl, 3-oxo, pentanoic acid. Since the secondary suffix starts with O, which is a vowel, the E of the primary suffix is not included in the IUPAC name, therefore it becomes pentanoic acid. Nomenclature of aromatic compounds. In IUPAC nomenclature, the common name of certain aromatic compounds are retained as such. To name a few, C6H5, that is benzene, C6H5CHO, benzaldehyde, C6H5COOH, benzoic acid, C6H5OH, phenol, C6H5CH3, toluene, C6H5NH2, aniline. In the case of disubstituted benzene compounds, how to name them? If benzene ring is disubstituted, the position of substituents is defined by numbering the carbon atoms of the ring in such a way that the substituents are located at the lowest numbers possible. For example, we'll consider this compound. There are 2 bromine atoms attached to the benzene ring. Now, if I start numbering, there are 2 possible ways. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the other possible way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now, here if I number it from anti-clockwise direction, then the substituents are present on the 1st carbon and on the 6th carbon. If I number it in clockwise direction, the substituents are present on the 1st carbon and on the 2nd carbon. Since the substituent should be located at the lowest number possible, we consider 1 and 2 as the carbon carrying the substituent, and it is named as 1,2 dibromobenzene. Similarly, in this case, this compound is named as 1,3 dibromobenzene. In this class, we will start with isomerism. What do you mean by isomerism? Isomerism are nothing but the compounds having the same molecular formula but differ in their physical and chemical properties. That is, compounds which have the same molecular formula but exhibit different physical properties and chemical properties are called isomers, and the phenomenon is known as isomerism. Isomerism is of 2 types. First one is the structural isomerism and second one is the stereoisomerism. What do you mean by structural isomerism? Compounds which have the same molecular formula but differ in their structural formula are known as structural isomers, and the phenomenon is known as structural isomerism. That is, in the case of structural isomers, the molecular formula remains the same, but they differ in the structural formula. Structural isomerism can be broadly classified into 4 different types: chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional group isomerism, and metamerism. Chain isomerism. Compounds having the same molecular formula but differ in the number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain is known as chain isomers, and the phenomenon is known as chain isomerism. As the name suggests, chain. So, chain isomerism is something related to the parent chain. In this type of isomers, the compounds will have the same molecular formula, but the number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain differs. For example, consider the compound having a molecular formula C5H12. C5H12 has 3 isomers, or it can be represented in 3 different ways. First one, pentane. If you can observe here, in the case of pentane, the parent chain contains 5 carbon atoms. The second isomer of C5H12 is isopentane. Here, if we identify the parent chain contains 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, whereas this compound contains 5 carbon atoms. This isopentane contains only 4 carbon atoms in the parent chain, and the IUPAC name of this compound can be written as 2-methyl butane. And coming to the third isomer, it is neopentane, or it can be written as 2,2 dimethyl propane. And if you observe here, there are only 3 carbon atoms in the parent chain. All these 3 compounds have the same molecular formula, that is C5H12, but they differ in their structural formula, and to be precise, they differ in the number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain. This compound has 5 carbon atoms in the parent chain, this compound has 4 carbon atoms in the parent chain, and this compound has 3 carbon atoms in the parent chain. Such compounds which have the same molecular formula but differ in their structural formula are called structural isomers, and compounds having the same molecular formula but having different number of carbon atoms in the parent chain are known as chain isomers, and the phenomenon is known as chain isomerism. Position isomerism. 2 or more compounds having the same molecular formula but differ in the position of the functional group are called position isomers, and the phenomenon is known as position isomerism. That is, in the case of position isomers, the compounds will have the same molecular formula, but the position of the functional group differs. Let us take an example of a compound having molecular formula C3H8O. It represents 2 alcohols. First one, CH3, CH2, CH2OH. The functional group is alcohol, that is OH, and the position of the functional group is on the first carbon atom. Therefore, the IUPAC name of this compound is propan-1-ol or propanol. Coming to the second isomer, the position of the functional group is on the second carbon atom, and the IUPAC name of this compound is propan-2-ol. If you can observe here, in the first isomer, the functional group is on the first carbon atom, whereas in the second compound, the functional group is present on the second carbon atom. The similarity between these two compounds is that both have the same molecular formula, but the position of the functional group differs. Such isomers which have the same molecular formula but differ in the position of the functional group are called position isomers, and the phenomenon is known as position isomerism. Functional group isomerism. As the name suggests, this type of isomerism is something related to the functional group of the organic compound. How do we define functional group isomerism? Compounds which have the same molecular formula but different functional groups are called functional group isomers, and the phenomenon is known as functional group isomerism. That is, in such isomers, the compounds will have the same molecular formula but different functional groups. For example, C3H6O represents an aldehyde as well as a ketone. CH3COCH3, IUPAC name of this compound is propanone, or it is also known as acetone. In this case, the functional group is ketone, C double bond O. Coming to the second isomer, CH3CH2CHO, the functional group in this case is CHO, that is, it's an aldehyde, and the IUPAC name is propanal. If I observe here, both these compounds have the same molecular formula, that is C3H6O, but they have different functional groups. One is a ketone and the other one is an aldehyde. Such compounds which have the same molecular formula but different functional groups are called functional group isomers, and the phenomenon is known as functional group isomerism.